It is Christmas craft day. I was gonna be doing a Christmas home tour, but I don't know if today I'm gonna get everything done. So it's gonna be a home tour-ish situation. I brought my sewing machine, which means things are gonna get interesting. I'm gonna try to sew just a couple of grain sack pillows with this red striped grain sack fabric. Zeb's got a few projects in the garage, and we just thought we'd take you along with us. Okay, so I know you're thinking, Jamie, how do you know how to make pillows? I have no idea. I'm not a good seamstress, but I do know that my inserts are the same size as this pillowcase because they're from IKEA. So I'm going to lay this down and get my stripes just about centered on there. And then I will add an extra, let's say 5 inches, because I'm gonna make an envelope style pillowcase, hopefully. So that way it'll just be easier to put them on and off and not have to worry about a zipper or buttons or anything else that I don't know how to do. $27 inches. So if you're buying this fabric from us, we only sell by the yard, so you'd have to buy 2 yards, but you'd have plenty of leftover fabric to do something else with because a yard is 36 inches. So anyways, there you go. This side of the stripe is 6 inches. So to make a square, I'm gonna come off this side of the stripe, 6 inches. I'm gonna get a weird center stripe piece of fabric that I will not throw away. I'll probably wind up using it to do something else with. You could do smaller pillows and just use a yard if you wanted to be conscientious of how much money you're spending, because you could totally get 2 16-inch pillows from a yard because 18 inches times 2 is 36, which is a yard. Anyways, Matt, you get the point. Anyways, I'm doing larger pillows. You do you. Okay, so you can use pins or you can just go rogue like me. I don't like using pins. I probably will on the Ultimate, but I'm just putting a little hem, like 1/2 inch or whatever this is, all the way down. So that way when I pin the pillow together to make the insert, that this is finished because all the other edges will be in the actual pillow situation. I got my sewing machine on Amazon. It's nothing fancy, but it does work. Just realized that the big side that's not gonna have the flap is a little too long. So I'm just leaving about 1 inch for a 1/2 inch hem on both sides. I'm gonna cut off this extra. Again, I won't throw it away. I'll save it for something fun. All right. Now we've got extra on both sides, which is fine because I want these stripes to be centered on the pillow. So now I've got to cut off equal amounts on all the sides. I'm going to start with these 2 stripes lined up. They are. If you're a seamstress, you probably can't watch this, and I'm okay with that. But if you're not good at sewing and you're worried about trying, it doesn't have to be perfect. You ever looked at something you bought from the store? Okay, oops, extra here. Now we're gonna get ready to pin. So we will start wrong side out. Actually, wrong side out facing down. And then here are the 2 halves. We're gonna have wrong side out. No, this is how we're doing it. Okay, right side up should be facing you. Right side up should be facing down. Now, remember this is going to be slightly wider on each side. That is okay. The most important thing is that our stripes are centered on the envelope. So I'm going to take this other one and overlap it and make sure that the finished hem side is in the middle. And remember, we're also going to have extra fabric. So that way we've got about 3 inches. So just line it up with the top of this one, and then your overlap will be good to create your envelope. Now I'm just going to pin this in place and we will sew all around 4 sides and our pillow will be done. Hopefully I did it right. These actually turned out pretty good considering that I kind of just threw them together. Ta-da! And this one turned out pretty good too. So boom, 2 pillows, 30 minutes, slept together. Slept.
We're out in the garage here, and Jamie asked me if I could design and cut out a small little Christmas tree cutting board. So we're just going to go with a rough shape. I'm just finding center and kind of doing some basic triangles. And then I cut this out with my jigsaw. It went pretty good. I sanded it with 60 grit to kind of knock off some of the rough edges from the saw. And then I also followed up with some 220 grit to smooth out any sanding marks from the 60 grit sandpaper. Here I've got a 4x4 and I've got an 1.5 inch Forstner bit. I've just kind of marked down the center and then every 2 inches because my candle is 1.5 inches in diameter, and that'll give me about 1/2 inch space in between. I'm making 24 of these holes because Jamie wants this to be an advent for the table.
So now it's just finished projects time. We have the pillow sewn. Our wood is cut out. We are possibly going to be working on some little ornaments that we didn't finish on a live the other day, and planting trees. And then I promise that's
possibly planting trees?
Well, I mean, the little mini tree farm is on the front porch, so it's probably time. I'm going to be using hemp oil on this board. It's a food safe sealer, and it'll just make the wood a little bit richer. You could stain it a little bit if you wanted to with the milk paint, but I think just plain is fine.
And on this, I've just got Sweet Pickins white oil wax. This is what we used on the floors on the addition. And it doesn't come in a gallon. We have it because we're like, hey, we're gonna do the whole floors. How do we get this? But
well, we have a lot left over because we only put one coat.
Yeah, we were gonna do a bunch of coats and ended up being one. So I just want this to look like kind of like a light bleached out kind of wood, and this will help protect it too and kind of richen the tone instead of it just looking like dry pine. It's going to get probably 2 coats on here to really lighten it up, but
I got a little hemp oil over there.
It's okay. It's all oil that cures up. We did these in a video a little while back, and this is the end result here. With decoupage paper, we cast the IOD mold with resin and then just painted it with pennies from heaven. And these need a back because we used cardboard. So I'm gonna paint that, put this on here, and then this will be like probably mirror image of that there. So I'm just gonna decoupage this. DIY liquid patina is our hands down favorite decoupage medium. It's thick enough that it can do the job and stick the paper down really well, thin enough that it doesn't get gloopy and gloppy and make a big mess. Is it supposed to go around?
Is it an earring? I don't know, but I'm just gonna swag it on here, it'll be fine.
All right, so we've got side A, side B equally measured. Gonna mix them up. And I've got some extra, so we'll do one of this one.
That's like the best part, to demold them.
I know, they pop out so good and crisp.
Okay, so this is the other cameo that's gonna back this cameo. Oh, I need ribbon. Can I have the scissors?
Yep, and there's another clock face. And didn't we have an extra one of these or no?
No.
Well, now we've got some extra pieces.
I backed them up.
Don't waste your resin, just keep pouring in molds.
You never know when you're gonna need an extra one. You can just insert those straight in. Are we gonna add more dirt?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna just put the dirt around on the top though.
Yeah. Because these only gotta survive a month and then we'll plant them at the church.
They're really dry.
Okay, so they need
So we definitely need to like soak them.
You might be asking yourself, what am I gonna do with these after the holidays? I'm planning on planting them at the church, and then we'll like chop them down when they're an appropriate height and give them to somebody that needs a Christmas tree in a few years. Or we'll give them to our neighbor because he likes to plant stuff.
Yeah.
Like, look, I have
Let's
4
do the
trees.
second one.
Let's just give them to the neighbor. Like, would you like a Christmas tree? Or 4.
Up when you get another wreath eventually.
So I like to do natural wreaths, but if you put them up too early, they die. So I've got to wait another few weeks. Eventually I'm gonna get a wreath from the Costco, you know, like the live cut ones. But if you get them too early, they die. So I'm just gonna go with no wreath and then I'll fix it.
If these had been any bigger around, they would not. I would have had to go buy a new Forstner bit.
It was like these dollar store candles were meant to be.
The biggest one I have is 1.5 inches, and it fits these perfect.
These come 4 for $1 and they're unscented.
Are you standing the wicks up?
Yeah, because they look weird when they're mushed down. Okay, so this is just 24, and we will light 1 candle on the first day, 2 candles on the second day, so on and so forth. And by the time we get to Christmas Eve, it's gonna be like, oh, all lit up. So we'll let you know how it goes. All right, so that's the back of the tree.
Well, I can't commit to where these go, so I'm just gonna hold them.
I'm just saying, like, we need to, I always like to make the front that's gonna be in all the pictures look pretty, so. Oops.
I think I'm gonna take our chance and put one right here.
I am not very good at this. Tying a bow is hard. Like even. Oh. I can do everything except for I don't know how to tie a bow. I can't. I'm so over this bow. Why won't it stay? It's like not.
It's because you're not tying it tight.
I'm trying. Are you better at tying bows than me?
Doubtful.
And we gotta do 2 of these. It definitely needs the ribbon.
Maybe just tie a bow and then we'll glue it on there.
Oh, just get the hot glue gun.
Yeah. And this is definitely like aluminum around the edge.
All right, go get the
But
hot.
here, zhuzh it.
You judge it.
Pop that.
Pop it and lock it. You're so much better at this than me. It's because I'm not patient. Except you're good at tying. But look at that bow tying bicep there. Woo-woo.
Stop.
We're gonna get the hot glue gun. I feel like that bow's a little too big though, but I guess it is what it is. Just glue the ribbon in place and then we'll fix the bow. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm gluing the bow part.
Yeah, but maybe glue it on each side too. You're a bow
Oh, are you
boss.
filming this?
I'm filming this. Good job. So this was supposed to be a Christmas tour, but I realized early on in the day that Zeb and I were not going to get it finished.
I have like a half-hour shelf life on holiday decorating, and then I get grumpy. It's the truth. I can't stop it. I'm like, I love holiday decorations, but are we done yet?
So many in one day. But we're gonna show you pictures at the end of this video of what we did accomplish, and then hopefully next week we'll get a few more things done, and maybe by like Christmas Day, we'll get you guys a home tour showing you everything.
The hardest thing we did today, tying bows on olive buckets.
The bows almost did me in.
Yeah, right there at the end.
If you guys want to buy the paint products that we used today, or some of the home decor that you see, the clothes I'm wearing, you can hit up JamiRayVintage.com. It helps support our channel so we can make more content. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.
I feel like the star of the show is this little Christmas tree. It's so cute. Look. Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree.
Christmas lights are all around. I can see them now.
We didn't film this, but Zeb did get some more Christmas trees up. So I'm hoping to grab some, I don't know, red berries or something. But look, I got Christmas trees inside.
Holidays and cheer, but now I got my